We've seen this message before. A very similar reading, maybe just a couple of days ago, something like this. I think it was called The Teacher and the Book. That may have been the title. But this message is coming through again, and it wanted to be shared with you again. There's a teaching, a spiritual teaching. It could be coming from an actual mentor, some kind of a guide. Even, you could be going to a church or taking a class or reading a book. But that's what the Hierophant talks about. That teacher, that that ancient wisdom, that knowledge that's being passed down to you, that perhaps someday you will also pass on to others. You're receiving this truth, this Ace of Swords, and it's giving you a sense of purpose and clarity. This belief system, this spirituality, these values that you hold are very important to you, very important to your worldview, to the way that you see things, the way that you understand yourself and the universe and your place, your space in it. It makes things make a lot of sense. It's like you're receiving some kind of truth, whether it's through a book you're reading or wherever you're getting this from. I think you already know. You know where you're getting this from. And, it could be an organized religion or spirituality or something that is already well established, but somehow it's coming into your life in a new way. And it could be anything. It could be any of it, but it seems like it's very ancient. It's very established. It's almost like a system. There's ethics and morals and values that go along with it. There are teachings. Maybe I just heard prophecy. Yeah. In any case, these teachings are giving you a sense of clarity, purpose, and truth. Better understanding. And with the Nine of Cups here, I see peace, spiritual growth, and a sense of peace, peace of mind, peace in your heart and in your soul. Like you've settled. You can settle and relax into this. It gives you a sense of solace, a sense of relief, even a sense that you've met the right people. You are surrounded by people. If you're surrounded by people, then they are like-minded. If you have a relationship, this is someone who shares your values. It's like you're being initiated into this system, this belief, this spiritual practice, a ritual. There could be a ritual and a book, and these things are like 6,000 years old or something like this, and they're passed down, and now you are also receiving this. You're receiving this truth, and it makes you feel like you're exactly where you belong. This is meant for you, that it's right for you. It speaks directly to you, and it gives you that strength and that peace. Peace be with you. It reminds me of that saying from Catholic Mass that I went to when I was a child, and they would say, "Peace be with you." You'd turn to your neighbor, you'd say, "Peace be with you," and they'd say, "And also with you." It was a community thing, right? And it put you in contact with like-minded people. I feel like regardless of what exactly the dogma, the doctrine, the book, the spiritual practice is, it's also for some of you putting you into contact with others who feel the same way, who can reflect that back to you. So there may be a community here, but there's another message. And there's a message of being alone, spending time alone in your spiritual practice, because I do have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck and the Wheel of Fortune on the split. I have the Ace of Cups underneath the Hermit and the Two of Swords underneath the Wheel of Fortune. And so for whatever community, class, institution, practice that you may be getting into, there is something very deeply personal and individualized about this. Even the Nine of Cups, this is talking about your personal spiritual peace, your beliefs, your clarity, your sense of purpose, your ethics, your worldview. So it's not that you're just adopting someone else's perspective. Let me light this candle. There's a candle being lit within you. There's a fire being lit within you. You're finding the fire within. You're finding personal truth here. It's in your heart already. And these rituals and practices are bringing it out of you, something that's already inside of you. And there's a sense that it's important actually for you to read this book by yourself, to do these rituals, these practices, these meditations on your own. For whatever social aspect there may be, there is also a deeply individual, personal aspect that you're also engaging in. Because this is changing you, meditating on this love, meditating on this spiritual peace, meditating on this clarity of emotion, all of this self-reflection and introspection that you're doing, it is changing you from the inside out. It is like exactly what you needed when you needed it. The universe with the Wheel of Fortune brings this into your life. It is going to change you from the inside out. It's going to change your mind about some things. Here again, we have this sense of peace, peace in your heart, peace of mind, listening to your own heart, meditating on what your heart says, how you feel about it. That's what this hermit is saying. Listen to your own inner voice. So regardless of whatever the teachings are that are making their way into your life, it is still the most important voice, is the one that's speaking inside of you. The answer is already within. And these teachings are going to bring it out of you. And these teachings are going to confirm it for you. But you're going to know that it's right for you because it's going to resonate. It's going to be harmonious. It's going to be a harmonic chord inside of you. Like there's music inside of you. And ooh, yeah, you're singing with the choir. It's like your music plays very well with the music of this symphony that you're joining. Anyway, it resonates deeply with you, these teachings. When you sit back and think about it and reflect on it, it really does make sense, and it really does bring you a lot of peace and freedom, and you feel so lucky. You feel like this is growth. This is your own personal emotional journey. And this is something that's going on inside of you. So that part of the reading wanted to be really emphasized. It really wanted to emphasize the inner growth, the personal, emotional, spiritual journey that you're going on inside of you. Yes, this truth is being handed down to you, but it also makes sense. It's not confusing at all. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for it. You don't have to pretend. You're not pretending. It is a genuine spiritual, religious experience that you're having. It is a genuine emotional sense of peace and purpose and clarity. And you're going to make some decisions based on these values and these principles. And you're going to bring your life into alignment with these values and these principles because it means something to you. Not because you have to. Nobody's forcing you. That's important. You don't have to conform to this. You don't have to do any of this. You could do it by yourself alone in your closet. You know what I'm saying? Like you could pray. You could be praying and you have your own altar at home. And yeah, there are some traditions and there are some things in books that you're learning, and you're taking those things that you're learning and you're applying it directly to your own personal practice in your own individualized way. And there is community that you are connecting with, but there's something, like I said, that wants to be said over and over. This has got to do with you, your salvation, your prayer, your beliefs, your heart, your soul, what's going on inside of you is the most important thing. So you're going to be changing. You are going to be growing. There are some cycles in your life, and this is a phase perhaps of solitude and growth. Yep. It's like the future and the past coming together. There's like a crossroads of the future and the past. There's also a sense of almost like, I'm almost getting like innocence and hope. It's inspiration, and it's so pure. It's pure inspiration. And so there's no strings attached. There's no, how do I say, like ulterior motive. It's pure, direct inspiration. It's a clear vision. And it gives you a sense of hope and peace. It gives you a sense of purity and like cleansing, like you've been cleansed. Could even be like a baptism or symbolic of that kind of thing where you are being cleansed and born again. You could be doing a cleansing ritual. We are in a waning moon right now. So the waning moon is a really good time for release and introspection. This is very much waning moon energy in some ways, receiving as well as releasing. So you could be literally cleaning out your closet. You could decide to cut some of your hair, cut off like 5 inches of your hair and release that energy of the past. Cleansing your aura, cleansing your psychic lens to be more receptive. I see that there are things in your dreams. I see that there are things in your imagination. There's symbolism. It's maybe not even literal. Some of it feels a little bit literal, but some of it may be symbolic and metaphorical as well. And so you may be getting more interested in that mythological or the metaphysical or the, parables, things that are just not quite as literal, maybe figurative, right? Something, okay, I'm seeing that you may be also sharing this with a close friend. And you both get a lot of joy out of sharing this together. You really enjoy sharing this. And there is this sense that as you pour out your energy, it comes back to you. It is poured back into you and nothing is lost. In sharing this joy, it is multiplied and it is not lost. Sharing this energy multiplies your energy and it comes back around to you and nothing is lost. Ooh, the candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. And so I see you also kind of passing this on eventually into the future. You may also be called upon to share this with others, and you will intuitively know who is receptive and how to pass it along to them. It's like you're studying this. You're studying the spiritual. You're studying this belief. And it's giving you that, like I said, that sense of purpose and truth and clarity and peace of mind and peace in your heart and peace in your soul. And the more that you reflect on this, especially in solitude, the deeper you'll go. You're just going to keep getting deeper and it's going to get more meaningful. And it's going to be something that you love so much. You love yourself. You love the world. And it's overflowing and it's growing. That sense of peace of mind and peace in your heart and in your soul, that it just goes so deep. And not everybody's going to understand. Yeah, not everybody's going to understand your path. And I think you're going to end up withdrawing a lot from a lot of different relationships and situations that are no longer in alignment with your path. You're happy to share with people who are on the path with you, but you're not interested in relationships or situations unless there's a deeper meaning, because you just don't have time for the superficial. You just don't. It's not for you, and you'll know that. It's like your psychic intuition, your empathy, all of this is also getting deeper and stronger too. Okay. And there's a connection, a direct connection with universal intelligence, with spirit, with source. And it may be sometimes hard to articulate because it is the language of the soul. It is the language of the heart. It's poetic. You could make art, you could make music, you could make poetry. You could be very creative and express it in a non-linear way or a non-literal. Like, it doesn't have to be literally, but I do see, like I said, yeah, some cleansing, because there may be some things that are not going to come with you. You'll travel light, or you'll be releasing a lot and leaving a lot behind. Are you moving? The world, some major phase of your life is coming to an end, coming to completion. You might actually be moving. Yeah, you could be moving, traveling. There's something new coming into your life, like you're being reborn. Yeah, keep an open mind to this. You may be called to a new location. Something is coming to completion. Some major cycle in your life, some chapter of your life is over. And so there may be certain, like, material possessions that no longer suit you anymore. They just, ooh, the Empress coming through. Okay. I feel like you're having a very strong, powerful vision for your future and where you're going next. And there's communication coming in from someone, possibly at a distance. There's an important conversation about this. But I'm being told that that may be a message for another time, because this reading today is just about you. But I do see a partnership, though. I do see an important relationship, and it may even be romantic, or it's very personal. Very close personal relationship with someone that's important to you. So I don't think that you're going to be completely alone on this journey. I just think a lot of it is meant for you and you only. It's important for you to do your part. It's important for you to center your own inward journey right now, centering your own inner world at this time. And then there will be a time when you're called, because something's coming to completion and you're called into something new. Some kind of portal is opening. And whether this is you stepping into the power of sovereignty, yes, I see sovereignty, stepping into power, stepping into a position of power or control or command. Something like this, where you're in charge of something, stepping into a position of power or sovereignty, maybe just even in your own life, feeling that sense of security and stability as you step into something that's beautiful and fertile, and you're creating some new phase, consciously creating. But I also see, for some, there is an important partnership as well on the other side, where you are working together with somebody on what it is that you're developing. You're building something out of this. So it starts within. It starts inside of you. It starts with that enlightenment. It starts with that depth of feeling. It starts with that peace of mind. It starts inside of you, and then into the future, you will be building something together with someone else or other people. But right now, it's almost like you shouldn't even be thinking about that. Like, we're not even supposed to talk about, I mean, it's there. Okay, so it depends on where you are in the timeline. It's a general reading, so some of you may be further along, but it's supposed to be this pure connection where you're not really thinking of ulterior motives, where you're not really thinking of other people, you're not thinking of ego, you're not thinking of that interface, because we need our ego to interface with other people and the world. And this is not saying that you shouldn't have that. It's basically just saying The most important message of this reading today is studying that spiritual teaching, taking it in really deep, and finding that place of clarity, truth, and peace within, because that's where the change really begins. And that's where the destiny really starts to open up. There's something fated about this. Fate is what happens to us. Destiny is what we do with it. There's something fated about this, and there's something destined about this. But there's a part that you play, and it's about your decisions that you make. And it's about being at peace within yourself and being at rest in your own center. Resting in your own center. And from there, receiving this pure vision and having that vision and being very much grounded in that vision. Yes, centered in that vision, in command of that vision, like empowered by that vision, holding that vision that you receive. And when you've got that, that's when you can implement and create from that place of clarity, from that place of purpose. You create. But you're going to need that centeredness. It all starts within you. It all starts with you. It all starts with this teaching being passed down to you, and the peace and the clarity that you get from it, and the vision that you receive. It's pure. The pure vision that you receive. The knowing. You just know. And then you're totally confident in your knowing and your sovereignty. And then you have solidarity. So that sovereignty leads to the solidarity with someone else, with others. And that solidarity then helps to grow something that you're building together. And that's the end of the reading today. Okay. So it starts in you with the truth, the clarity and the peace, the sense of purpose and direction. It starts with you in that space of solitude, stillness, and silence, where the truth is revealed. I'm going to leave it there for you today. Very intense, very spiritual message. That's what I've got. That's what wanted to come through. Okay, I hope this was helpful and of service. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.